It was a cold winter morning when Ryan woke up and realized he couldn't do it anymore. He was tired of everything: his job, his friends, his apartment, his entire life. Nothing felt right. He looked around his small room and whispered to himself, "Why does my life feel so meaningless?" Ryan was a young man, 28, working at a marketing company in the city. Every day felt like a repeat of the last, rushing to catch the bus. Sitting for hours in front of a glowing screen, answering endless emails, pretending to smile at people who never really saw him, but that day was different. Something inside him had broken. He didn't go to work. Instead, he put on his coat and started walking without direction, just to get away. The city was still half asleep, streetlights fading as dawn approached. He walked for hours until the tall buildings disappeared behind him, and he found himself near the edge of a forest. He stopped there, breathing hard, looking at the mist among the trees. If I disappear today, he thought, nobody will notice. The thought scared him, yet at the same time, it felt strangely peaceful. Then suddenly, he heard a voice behind him. "Running away, are we?" Ryan turned sharply. An old man stood nearby, wearing a brown coat and holding a walking stick. His eyes were calm but sharp, as if they had seen everything in the world. Ryan frowned. "Do I know you?" The old man smiled faintly. "Not yet, but I know you. You hate your life, don't you?" Ryan froze. "How do you know that?" "Because," said the old man, tapping his stick against the ground, "I once hated mine too." He motioned for Ryan to follow him. Without thinking, Ryan walked after him. The man led him into the forest, down a narrow path that glowed with morning light filtering through the trees. After a while, they reached a small wooden cabin. It looked ancient, surrounded by fallen leaves and silence. Inside, a fire burned softly. "Sit," the man said. Ryan hesitated, but obeyed. The old man handed him a cup of warm tea. "You think your life is empty because you compare it with others?" he said calmly. "But tell me, if you truly lost everything, your body, your voice, your sight, would you still hate the little things you have now?" Ryan didn't answer. The old man smiled sadly. "Let me show you something." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small mirror. "Look." Ryan stared into it, but instead of his reflection, he saw another version of himself. This version looked older, worn out, sitting in a hospital bed. His hands were weak, his eyes filled with regret. Ryan gasped. "What is this?" "This," the old man said, "is you 10 years from now if you continue hating your life." The reflection spoke suddenly, his voice trembling. "Why didn't I appreciate what I had? Why did I waste my youth wishing for more instead of living what I had?" Ryan's heart pounded. "Stop it," he shouted, pushing the mirror away. The old man nodded gently. "That's what I thought too when I was young. I hated every sunrise because I was too blind to see its beauty." Ryan was silent. Then the man handed him another mirror. "Now look again." This time, Ryan saw himself smiling, standing in front of a classroom, teaching English to young students. His life looked different, calm, full of meaning. "What is this?" Ryan whispered. "This is also you," said the man. "The version that learned to love life. The one who stopped comparing and started growing. The one who didn't run away, but rebuilt everything one small step at a time." Ryan's eyes filled with tears. "Can I really become him?" The old man smiled. "You already are him, if you choose to be." Before Ryan could reply, a gust of wind blew through the cabin. He covered his eyes for a second, and when he opened them, the old man was gone. The fire was out. The forest was quiet again. He stepped outside, holding the mirror, but it was just glass now, reflecting only his confused face. The cabin had vanished. There was nothing but mist and trees. Ryan stood there for a long time, feeling the silence, the cold air, the beating of his heart. For the first time in years, he felt alive. He walked back to the city as the sun climbed higher. Everything looked the same, the streets, the buildings, the noise, yet somehow, everything felt new. When he reached home, he picked up his notebook and wrote one line on the first page: "Don't hate your life. Fix it, one small act of gratitude at a time." The next morning, he went back to work, but this time he smiled. He greeted people. He didn't rush. He even helped a stranger who dropped his coffee. The little things started to matter. Days passed. Ryan began recording short English stories online, sharing what he learned about life and happiness. To his surprise, thousands of people listened. His words began to heal others, and in healing them, he healed himself. Years later, someone asked him, "What changed your life?" Ryan smiled softly and said, "A stranger in the forest who reminded me that life is still beautiful if you stop hating it." Moral of the story: don't hate your life. Change how you see it. Gratitude turns emptiness into peace, and peace turns ordinary moments into miracles.